Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to talk about very debatable subject everywhere in the world. And that subject is ozone layer depletion. We have an ozone layer between around 12 to 18 kilometers above the earth. This ozone layer is made of ozone gases. God has given us this most precious gift for the protection from ultraviolet rays in the solar rays. Solar rays have plenty of ultraviolet rays. And when solar rays touches the planet 7 minutes from leaving the solar region, it also carries lots of UV, ultraviolet rays. And these ultraviolet rays can destroy us, create skin cancer, destroy the crop, destroy lots of friendly bacteria, and lots of damage it can do. So God has given us this ozone layer. So when solar rays penetrate through the ozone layer, passes through the ozone layer, the ultraviolet rays are all filtered out. No ultraviolet rays. But what we have done by our CFC dumping 650 ppm, we have been destroying ozone layer 17%, whopping 17%. That is about 1/6 of the ozone layer has been depleted, gone. There is a gaping hole right above the Arctica and Antarctica. The gaps are as big as Canada and America, and over there, solar rays actually pass through the ozone layer without being filtered for ultraviolet rays. And damage is absolutely overwhelming and ubiquitous. So now, Montreal protocol, United Nations protocol, England protocol, American protocol, this kind of protocols are actually working on healing the ozone layer, and they have actually started, they have triggered some kind of process by which healing is done, and the part of the ozone layer gap is again cobbling up, stitching, and we can see the creation of ozone gases in the gap of the ozone layer. I have created 4 points to elaborate ozone layer. First of all, CFC, endangering stratospheric ozone layer. Ozone layer, which is about 18 mile above the planet, above the surface of the earth, is being damaged only by CFC. CFC is actually coming from the petroleum or fossil fuel. And when we use fossil fuel, it creates CFC molecules, and CFC molecules stay in the planet atmosphere for about 1 year. And during that 1 year, this CFC molecules are eating up all the ozone gases and creating the ozone layer. Some scientists have found that these CFC molecules actually last for centuries, not 1 year, but 100 years, and doing dual damage. One damage is they are destroying the ozone layer. Second damage is that they are actually kicking up the temperature of the earth, making it very, very hot. And that is what we call it global warming. Point number 2 is ultraviolet rays destroying human health, crop, and marine phytoplankton. Now, ultraviolet rays are filtered out from the solar rays by the ozone layer. But if we are going to rupture ozone layer, we are going to eliminate ozone layer, then we won't have any kind of filter left. And whatever impurities, whatever the threat, and whatever the detriments that solar rays solar rays have these detriments are going to be very detrimental for human on the planet. So that is why we have been taking care of the ozone layer very strenuously. We are working on it to fix, to repair all the 17% of ozone gap by hook or by crook. Otherwise, what will happen is that these ultraviolet rays are going to destroy human health. Ultraviolet rays is known as carcinogenic. It is going to give us mostly skin cancer and destroying the crop, destroying many friendly bacteria and also marine life. So we have to do something about it, and they have been doing it in Montreal Protocol, United Nations Protocol, England Protocol, and all kinds of protocols are going on to discover some ways to invent or to find some ways we can actually fill the gap of ozone into the ozone layers, and we can retrieve the ozone layer from the CFC damage. Point number 3, 4 essential prophylactics. All these protocols, the United Nations and United States and other nations have been working on the strategy how to refill ozone into the ozone layer's 17% gap. And they have come up with 4 different kinds of strategies. Strategy number 1 is scientific consensus. All the nations, all 195 nations should get together and create a scientific consensus, come to some kind of conclusive solution to create some kind of scientific response to this ozone depletion and somehow stop the ozone depletion beyond 17%. Number 2 is awareness. They are going to create an awareness among the industries and industrialists and all the 1 lakh MNCs that we have on this planet. They should actually come up with different kind of alternative kind of energy or kind of ways and means so that they may not emit the emission of that much, 650 particles per million, which has been gnawing away, eating away the ozone layer. C, alternative technology. So different kind of technology is being strategized, and people are working, the scientists and industries are working on different kinds of alternative energy and alternative technology by which we can actually filter out all kinds of CFC from the petrol or from the fossil fuel, and this way the level of CFC emitted by every single drop of fossil fuel should be mitigated drastically, and this way we can actually preserve our ozone layer. Next is D, global framework for action. What kind of action to introduce? What kind of action to adopt? What kind of action to take against those people who are actually guilty of destroying our ozone layer, those who are culpable, those who have been destroying the ozone layer, and once the ozone layer is gone, human civilization will actually go into the deep malaise. It will drop into the doldrum. Without having an ozone layer, we just cannot survive. Ultraviolet rays is not only the reason, but whatever the meteors and whatever the asteroids and whatever other debris falling from the space coming to the earth, they also pass through the ozone layer, and very high level of temperature around 1500 Celsius of temperature of the ozone layer burns up every single thing. And as such, we are safe on this planet, and meteor or astro showers don't actually destroy us, fall on us otherwise. We can have meteor asteroid showers almost every single day. Thanks to ozone layer, we are safe, we are sound, our properties, our homes, every single thing is totally protected by the ozone layer. Next point is point number 4. Montreal Protocol. 17% gapping hole is being healed. Montreal Protocol and all other protocols have been working strenuously to fill the ozone back into the gap. The hole is 17% wide. That is huge. That is tremendous hole. But fortunately, after the Montreal Protocol and adoption of science and awareness and alternative energy and alternative technology, and thanks to God, the ozone layer is again being filled, ozone gap. 17% ozone hole. The gap is being filled, and now scientists see some kind of smoke, a fog inside the gap, meaning ozone gas is being generated into the gap, and within few years, probably quinquennium or a decade, ozone gap will be refilled with the ozone gas, and we are going to have 100% intact ozone layer. We must all pray to God, because most of the time our ignorance actually destroys us. Billions of people, 8 billion people on this planet, 8 billion people on this planet, not even 1% of the people have any kind of awareness about the ozone. They think every single thing is hunky-dory. Every single thing is absolutely hallelujah. And those people who know, like industrialists and all that, they know about their culpability. They know that what they have been doing, they are destroying the human civilization in the process of earning and amassing moolah. And these people actually have adopted Ko Sera Sera. The mantra Ko Sera Sera means whatever will happen. But they don't know that for their avarice, for their greed, for their barbarism, entire human civilization will suffer. Innocent people will suffer. Those people who have nothing at all to do with this depletion and rupturing of ozone layer are going to pay hefty price through their nose, just because 1 lakh greedy and avaricious canine natured industrialists have been destroying entire ozone layer. God forbid. Thank you very much for listening. God bless everyone on this planet and spare us from all kinds of calamities and catastrophe. Amen. Bye.